Hey y'all, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Jennifer with True to You Yoga, and today's flow is going to be about just strengthening some of your upper body muscles to work into things like down dog. Let's all begin just on our backs, laying down in Shavasana. So gently roll down onto your mat. You have a couple options. You can either leave your legs long and about width apart and your feet flopped open, or you can bend your knees with your feet on the floor. And your other option is you could slide a pillow cushion or couch cushion, whatever, underneath of your knees. Lift yourself up just a little bit in your upper body and pull your shoulder blades down your spine. Flip your palms so they are face up, and just relax into your mat. Feel your body soften as the floor just sinks down, supports you. Take a big inhale through your nose. With your exhale, just release all the worries and stresses of the day. Another big inhale. Exhale. Release it all and feel yourself sink even further into your mat. Just like your putty. To begin our practice, let's roll over on our sides, push ourselves up seated, and then we're going to go into tabletop, which is hands and knees. So whatever way is most comfortable for you to get there. Today we are going to be using a blanket. You can also grab your blocks if you'd like those. So place your blanket on your mat, knees on your blanket just to help give them some padding. Your knees will be directly underneath of your hip bones. Your hands will be right underneath of your shoulders. You want to take your fingers and spread them wide and kind of lift up into your fingers so then the weight is out of your wrists. Kind of suction cup up, grip down on your mat through your fingertips. Take your abs and give a little and feel all that engage throughout your abdominal wall in the front, the sides, and the back. Your tailbone will kind of just link them straight back. Tuck your toes under. And then roll your shoulders so then your biceps are pointing more towards the front of the room and your triceps more towards the back. Your head will be in line with your spine, so your chin's going to be down. And that's tabletop. Take a few deep breaths here. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Again, inhale. And exhale. Your next inhale, drop your belly towards the floor. Shine your heart towards the wall in front of you. Tip your tailbone up towards the sky. And let your collarbone sink through your shoulder blades, reaching your head long into cow pose. And then exhale, tuck your pelvis, lift up through your abs all the way, so then your back is rounding up towards the ceiling. Your head is dropping to the floor, uncurl your toes, push up and away from the floor, and cow. Inhale, or cat. Inhale back to cow. So that arch in your back. Try to get some of the arch up into your upper back. And lengthen. Spin those arms. Exhale into your cat. Like a scared Halloween cat. Nice big arch and round in your back. And inhale back to table. We're going to do some sun salutes now, but we are going to do them just on our knees instead of rising all the way up to our feet. So inhale and sweep your arms up tall. So you're standing on your knees, arms overhead. Exhale, just sink your hips back, bottom to your knee, to your heels, head towards the floor into child's pose. Inhale, lifting back up, sweeping your arms up overhead, standing tall on your knees. Exhale, place your hands on the floor into table. Take your right foot, and we're going to bring it forward between our hands. Look for the 90 degree in our front leg, so our knee is right over our foot, over our heel. You can kind of sink forward a little bit, so you can have it your foot closer and more of a 90 for your back leg, or you can put your right foot forward some, so then there's more of a stretch in your back leg. Whichever feels more comfortable to you today. If you have your blocks, you can place them under your hands. Lift your chest up. Pull your right hip back and your left hip forward. Feel that energetic line going through there. Engage your abs. Inhale. Next, exhale. Sink your hips back towards your left heel, almost like you're trying to sit back and straighten your right leg. You can bring your blocks back with you some into a half split. Flex your right foot and engage your quads. You can have a slight bend in that right knee. Engage your abs. Give a little cough if you need to feel it lace up all the way through your abdominal wall. Keep your chest open. Sink back forward into your lunge. And then take your right foot, bring it back, and your knee back beside your left knee, so you're back into table. Inhale, let's sweep up into our standing on our knees. Exhale, down into your child's pose. Inhale, back up, standing on your knees. Exhale, hands to your blocks and tabletop. Take your left foot, bring it between your hands, and we're going to do the same thing on this side as we done on the other side. Get that foot comfortable wherever you need it to be. If you want it a little further forward, or if you want it straight up, whichever is best for you today. Your knee will be right over your heel of your left foot. Pull that left hip back, your right hip forward. Feel that engagement all throughout your glutes and your abs. Engage your abs, shine your heart forward so your chest is nice and lifted. Again, hands on the blocks if that works for you today. Exhale, let's push our hips back, straightening our front leg, our left leg. Flex that left foot. You can have a slight bend in that knee. And then work to keep your hips pretty much neutral. Keep a flat back, abs engaged throughout it all. Inhale back into the lunge. Then exhale, place that knee back by your right knee. So you're back into table. Now we're going to do the inhales and exhales through the standing on our knees. So inhale. Lift up high, sweeping arms up overhead into your standing on your knees. Exhale down into child's pose, sinking your bottom towards your heels. This is whatever's comfortable for you. Inhale back to standing on your knees. Exhale, hands on your blocks and tabletop. Take your right foot, place it between your hands. Back like we did at the beginning, the first round, into that low lunge. Take your right hand, grab a hold of your block if you have it. Exhale and trace that line from your heel up to your knee, all the way up to the wall and then the ceiling, opening up that twist. The block is just giving you a little bit extra resistance to strengthen that upper body. Think about pulling your right hip back, your left hip forward, keeping those hips neutral, abs are engaged, everything corseted up. Open up that chest, and your gaze can be wherever is comfortable for you. You can look up to your hand, to the floor, to the wall in front of you, whatever's best. Exhale, bringing that right arm back down, block on the floor. Curl your left toes under, straighten out your left leg, and we're just going to go into a low runner's lunge. Put some weight on your arms, so then you can help start strengthening your upper body and take some of that weight out of your lower body. Not a whole lot, just a little, whatever is comfortable. Engage your abs, lace it all up, nice and tight, all the way from pelvic floor, all the way up to your sternum. Engage your glutes on your left leg, your hamstrings on your right, and your quads. Exhale and lower that left knee back down to the ground. Take your right foot back and place your left knee on your blanket so you're back into table. And we're going to go through those inhales and exhales again. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead, standing tall on your knees. Exhale, your bottom towards your heels, arms in front of you, child's pose. Inhale, arms back up overhead. Exhale, your hands to the blocks. Take your left foot, bring it between your hands. We're going to do that little stretch again. In your lunge, take your left hand on your block. Exhale as you trace it up to your knee, up the wall all the way to the ceiling, opening up to your left side. Check your hips, make sure they're neutral, or as close to neutral as is comfortable for you. Pulling your left hip back, your right hip forward. Engage your abs as you twist. Breathe. And as I said before, your gaze can be where it's comfortable for you, whether it's up, down, in front of you, to the side, whatever's best. Exhale, bring your arm back down to the floor. Place that left block down. Tuck your right toes under. Straighten that right leg so you're in a low runner's lunge. Again, check your hips. Engage your abs so then they're lifted up off your thigh. And put a little bit of your weight in your hands to strengthen that upper body. Deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. In and out your nose. Bend your right knee. Put it back on your blanket. Your left foot, bring it back. And your left knee beside your right knee. And we're back into tabletop. From here, let's inhale back up, standing tall on our knees. Exhale through to child's pose. Inhale, back standing on your knees. Exhale, and just bring your hands to the floor in front of you. We're going to go into a toe stretch. So curl your toes under. If you need to, you can reach back and curl those pinkies, toes under as well. And just start putting some weight back into your toes. You can be pushing back from your hands until it's comfortable for you. You can leave your knees on the blanket or on your mat, or you can just start to come up and work on balancing. If you're going to balance, you will need to engage your core, especially think of hugging everything into a center line and keep your gaze focused forward in one spot. Nice and tall line of energy running through your tailbone all the way up through the top of your head. If you're balancing, go ahead and bring your hands to the floor in front of you, knees down, And then just kind of press back some into those toes to give a little more stretch throughout the bottoms of your feet. All of us have fascia running throughout our entire body, and it just encases all of our muscles and our organs. If that fascia is tight in one spot, it's going to tighten up somewhere else. So if our fascia is tight in the bottoms of our foot, we're going to feel it all the way up in our shoulders. Doing this helps to release some of that pressure and any kind of tightness in the bottoms of our feet, which we get from wearing shoes all day, especially if we're wearing heels. Go ahead and come back up into table. We're going to move our blanket to the side and swing our legs around. Feet on the floor in front of us. We're going to work our abs a little bit. So we're going to do boat pose. I'm going to give you some different options, and you take what's best for you. Our first option is going to be with our feet staying on the floor, knees are bent, hands behind our hamstrings, right above our knees, and just slowly start leaning back. Throughout all of our different options, you want to keep a long line of energy from our tailbone all the way out through our head. Kind of do a little check and bring your head back so it's not cranking forward. And you're going to engage your abs. So like you've got a corset on, lacing everything up, sucking everything in. Again, your hands can be behind your hamstrings. Or if you want another option, you feel a little bit stronger today, you can go ahead and you can bring your hands straight out in front of you. And just breathe. You're going to feel this way quicker than you would think you would, and you will feel it throughout all of your abdominal wall, from your pelvic floor all the way up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and bring yourself up to seated. Sit cross-legged in your easy seat, hands on your knees. We are going to practice a box breath. So with box breath, you inhale, pause, exhale, pause, all for the same count. We're going to start with a 2 count, then you can work up to 3, 4, 5, wherever works for you. So you inhale, 1, 2, pause, 1, 2, exhale, 1, 2, pause, 1, 2. We're going to try to do it all through our nose. So again, inhale, pause, exhale, pause, inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Okay, now try to work it on a 3 count. Inhale, 2, 3, pause, exhale, pause. Again, inhale, pause, exhale, pause. I'll let you do a few rounds on your own. If you want to try it with a 4 count, that's fine as well. Some people do go up to a 6, and whatever is entirely comfortable for you. I would definitely start at a 2 or 3 until you're comfortable. So go a few rounds on your own, and then we'll continue with the rest of our practice. To your next round, just go ahead and we are going to bring our feet back to the floor in front of us. And then we're going to slowly lower back into Shavasana again. You can place your hands behind your hamstrings to help lower yourself back. Relax down on the floor, tuck your shoulder blades down, spread your feet long. or you can leave your feet flat on the floor and your knees bent. Spine long, palms facing up, and sink into the floor. So that box breath we did, it is a great relaxer. Anytime you're feeling a little stressed, your heart rate's going a little crazy, do that for a few rounds and it will help to slow it down. If you want to pair it with your Shavasana right now, you can practice it a few more rounds and then going just into your regular breathing, whatever's natural for you. Relax your face. Let your lips part slightly. Relax your eyeballs. Breathe regularly. Sink into the floor. Just feel it supporting you. Release everything from the day. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. And relax. Wiggle your fingers and your toes as you gently start bringing yourself back. Stretch your arms up overhead. Stretch your feet long. Big good morning stretch. Bend your knees. Roll over onto your right side, using your right arm as a pillow for your head. Take a breath. Thank yourself for showing up today. Using your left hand, push yourself up into your easy seat. Nice and tall spine. Chin is parallel to the floor, hands on your knees. You can keep your eyes closed for a little bit longer if it's comfortable for you. Deep breath in your nose. Out your nose. Inhale. Exhale through your mouth. Sigh it all out. Let's do one more inhale, reaching arms up overhead. Exhale, palms together, sliding your hands down to heart center. Slowly begin to blink your eyes open, taking in the space around you. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate the time that we spent together. And please give me a like, subscribe. You can check out our website at truetoyouyoga.com. We just thank you so much for joining us. May you always be true in your intentions, true to your heart's desire, and speak loving truth to those around you. Love ya.